Are you a Chicago Sky fan? What's going on? You're now going after Angel Reese because your team is only making 3 out of 10 shots from the field. There's something wrong with this. Want to make a change? Or do we not see the bigger picture? Let's do something nice together before we go on. If you like what you're seeing, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Do you remember how popular Angel Reese was? She's making Chicago talk about the wrong things now. Her game is tough because she doesn't score any points. Is the brightest star in the sky actually their biggest problem? Let's break it down. Reese recently recorded an impressive 14 rebounds in a game. Sounds fantastic, doesn't it?
It's going to take everybody to bring what Elizabeth has brought to this team.
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game.
Shocking thing is that she only managed 7 points. For a player who was supposed to be the team's offensive centerpiece, that is perplexing. Yeah, but rebounds are important too, you may be thinking, and you are correct. It becomes an issue though when your best player is unable to turn those opportunities into basket points, especially when she is shooting a pitiful 30% from 2 feet out. That's concerning as well as awful. When fans realize what's happening, they're not happy. There are a ton of calls on social media to bench Reese. Granted, it's a far cry from the hoopla surrounding her arrival, but can you really blame them? You expect your best players to rise to the occasion, not to disappear when your team is struggling. There's more to this tale though. There are those who are criticizing Reese's non-court pursuits. She was very busy with fashion gigs and her podcast during the Olympic break. While it's acceptable to have interests outside of basketball, it becomes concerning when those interests negatively impact your performance on the court. To put it plainly, one reviewer said, "On continues to shoot 30% from the floor and post up. Things are becoming unattractive. Hurt. You don't want to hear remarks like that about your star player. This is where things get really interesting. What does this mean for the future of the Chicago Sky? Is this a team that has some difficult lineup decisions ahead of it? Or is Reese just going through a difficult time now that she will eventually get over it? The Sky's fate this season is probably going to depend on how Reese responds to the mounting pressure. For Reese, this is not a novel dilemma. She didn't exactly have star potential when she was a college student at LSU, finishing in the 33rd percentile for rim work. Her shooting problems appear to have followed her to the major leagues. What's the deal then? Is Reese all show and no substance? Or is this just a passing phase from which she will emerge? The Sky coaching staff is under pressure to find a solution quickly because it could be the difference between them and making the playoffs. Although you've probably heard about Angel Reese's difficulties, Camelia Cardoso of the Chicago Sky is having an unbelievable season as far as rebounds and assists go. Why then isn't she the town talk? The solution might completely transform the precarious Sky. Let's take a moment to discuss numbers. In a recent game, Cardoso recorded an incredible 11 rebounds and 6 assists. That's not just beneficial, it's revolutionary. She is hardly touching the ball offensively, which is where things start to get strange. It would be equivalent to having a Ferrari that you only use for grocery shopping. When fans finally realize, they're not amused. One irate fan stated bluntly, "Camila needs to shoot more than 15 times. How on earth is Coach Spoon acting? Give up performing plays for Angel. Hurt. It's the sort of heat that causes coaches to perspire. But hold on, it gets wilder still. Cardoso is surpassing the team's presumed star, not just keeping up. She is reportedly outscoring Angel Reese while attempting far fewer shots. It's like watching David defeat Goliath, only with David's coach telling him to stay on the sidelines the entire time. What's the deal then? Why isn't Chicago's supposed savior lighting up the scoreboard but warming the bench? The Sky are struggling right now, so it's not like they can afford to be picky. Cardoso might be the key to getting them out of this situation. Consider it. Right now, the Sky offense is as parched as the desert. Their field goal percentage of 3 out of 10 is not only poor, but historically terrible. They have a player who is demonstrating her ability to score goals effectively, but they aren't making use of her. It would be analogous to having a water cannon instead of a fire extinguisher in the event of a home fire. The team sees Cardoso as a potential game changer with all the things they're trying to implement, but she's not getting the most out of her. For the Sky, who sorely need a spark to turn their season around, it's a perplexing situation. Fans are utterly confused by this. As they watch their team disintegrate, they notice a solution sitting right there on the bench. Perfectly putting it into words, one fan said, "The team is melting down because Cardoso isn't getting enough touches." When you examine the figures, it becomes difficult to contest that reasoning. It gets interesting though, because this isn't just about one player or one game. It has to do with the Chicago Sky's future. Their chances of making the playoffs are in shambles, and they need someone or something to change their situation quickly. Could that someone be Cardoso? Yes, according to the statistics and the supporters, but for some reason the coaching staff appears hesitant. It's a conundrum that has Chicago supporters furious. You've watched the athletes struggle on the court, but what if there's something more going on? There are more issues with the Chicago Sky than we initially believed, and everyone is focused on the sidelines. The head coach of the Sky, Teresa Weatherspoon, is facing criticism. Her tactics are being questioned by the fans, and it's not just about who gets more playing time. One fan boldly declared, "Teresa Weatherspoon is an incompetent coach." As the criticism grew more severe, she is more concerned with Angels' double-doubles than with victory. Though it's a grave charge, is there any basis in reality? Now let us examine the facts. The Sky's record in their last 10 games is a pitiful 3-7. That is a nosedive that is endangering their chances of making the playoffs, not just a slump. Furthermore, despite Angel Reese's continued impressive rebounding totals, the team's performance is declining as a whole. There's more to this tale though. Do you recall Marina Mabrey with a request for a trade citing philosophical differences with the team? She just dropped a bombshell. That is PR speak for a major problem occurring behind the scenes. It's not just that one player is dissatisfied. Majory's trade request raises questions about more fundamental problems with the team's approach. Do players think they've been taken advantage of? Are the players' beliefs about what will win and what the coaching staff wants to see different? There is growing criticism of Weatherspoon's coaching approach. Some claim she's more concerned with the success of each player individually than the group as a whole. In professional sports, where winning is the ultimate currency, it's a risky game. Consider this. Something is obviously wrong if your team is losing games despite your star player recording double-doubles. It is comparable to owning a Ferrari but never leaving the driveway. If outstanding individual numbers don't result in wins, what good are they? A basic question in basketball strategy is being brought to light by this coaching controversy. Which is more important, team success or individual performance? The answer seems obvious in the WNBA, where every game matters. Wins always take precedence over stats. What will happen to the Chicago Sky next? The group faces a decision. It is imperative that they promptly reassess their utilization of their talent. Making some difficult choices regarding playing time, offensive schemes, and even coaching philosophy may be necessary to achieve that. A complete offensive game plan overhaul may help. Instead of forcing players to gain stats, they should focus on a balanced attack. Effective scorers like Camila Cardoso may get more touches despite Angel Reese getting fewer rebounds. Sky's shooting issues must be addressed. 3 for 10 on the field indicates structural issues with their offensive strategy, not just bad luck. Do they hit their targets? Do they give enough unguarded looks? Weatherspoon and her team must answer these questions quickly. Change is hard, especially in the middle of the season. Admitting your plan isn't working and changing it takes guts. Can Weatherspoon risk it? More importantly, will Sky management allow her to make those changes? Time is running out for Chicago. Fan frustration grows as each loss pushes them further from the playoffs. They're demanding answers as a talented team struggles to solve the puzzle. Today, it's more than X's and O's. Communication, team culture, and balancing individual and group success are involved. The Sky must quickly find balance. The Chicago Sky face a dilemma in their season. Angel Reese's offensive issues continue to hinder her rebounding and continue to plague the team. While this is happening, Camila Cardoso is becoming a hidden gem, exceeding expectations but going unnoticed. However, the coaching decisions that baffle fans are real. Like a chef who ignores the best ingredients, the Sky has talent but isn't using it. What's next for Chicago? Will they keep pushing the ball toward Reese in hopes of a miracle or let Cardoso cook? No doubt, time is running out. The Sky must make tough decisions quickly to make the playoffs.